All right, so remember right off the top, I told you the show would focus on some great uplifting things going around our city. Our next guests bring more of that. The Boston Adult Literacy Fund is an incredible program launched back in 1988 by a group of corporate and community leaders in an effort to ensure that adults with low literacy or limited English proficiency have high-quality educational opportunities. Now, its first literacy scholarships annually award $1,000 to adult scholars. And it's important to note here that these are scholars have overcome many obstacles to continue their education. Most of them are heads of household with financial and caregiving responsibilities. Yet what unites all first literacy scholars is the resolve to improve their lives through education. Let's now take a quick look at a video that offers a closer look at this.
I take such great pleasure in welcoming you to the 2017 scholarship ceremony. We've been doing this since 1990 and have awarded over 450 scholarships in that period of time, and we're just thrilled to welcome you all here today.
I think I quit school every day. I'd be driving to school going, I'm not doing this, I don't need this, in my head. This isn't it, I don't need this. Then I'd go to class, and at break, I'd finish the class, and I felt great that I went to class. I'm like, thank God I went to class that day. And then I wake up the next day, and I'm like, I don't want to do my homework, I don't want to write a paper, I don't want to read this book. But inside of me, I had a drive that I knew that I needed my degree because I wanted to do other things. Keep pumping ahead, one day at a time, one step at a time. You know, as you look at little kids, little kids don't get up and run across the room, they crawl across the room. And if that's what you have to do to get your degree, crawl across that room, because at the end of the day, trust me, it's worth it.
I was overwhelmed with everything, classes, life and events, everything. And I'm not gonna lie, it crossed my mind giving up, like you said, right? But I remember that I have people believing in me and giving me financial support, which is very important. And I'm talking about first literacy. Having the support of organizations such First Literacy, it's the biggest support we all can have.
Okay, now to tell us more about First Literacy and its mission is their Executive Director, Skye Morrison-Kramer. She is also joined by Jeff Beale. He is the Chairman of the Board for First Literacy, and Yamileth Lopez, who is a scholarship recipient of First Literacy. Welcome to Urban Update.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have this.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, this is a great organization that hits home because recently you had one of the folks at the Spelling Bee, Ciro Valiente, give a great speech, and he works at El Mundo Boston, and he kind of introduced us.
Yes, absolutely. Ciro is a fabulous example of our scholarship recipients. He's received 2 scholarships. He's currently at Bunker Hill Community College studying media, I believe. He works at El Mundo, and he's joined our board of directors as well. Good, good. Now, this is a great organization. I give a little overview. But Jeff, what got you involved in this, and why do you think it's so important?
My company is that I work for is Eaton Vance Investment Management here in Boston, and Eaton Vance has been involved with the Boston Adult Literacy Fund and now First Literacy for 20 years. And I went to a breakfast and heard the then president talking about our adult literacy programs, and I was just smitten with the comments and what was being said. And I continued to participate, and before you knew it, I was a board member, and then I've been the board president for 10 years. And it's just something I'm passionate about, adult literacy. I can't imagine living with low or little literacy skills in this country. It's such an important thing to our learners, but also their families.
And I'm glad you guys brought her on, Yamileth, because you are a recipient. And you're an adult, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your story. It's interesting.
Yeah, my story is like I came here in the United States when my father died in an airplane crash in 1996, and he left a small convenience store in Hyde Park. And I was here without my family, without knowing English. And after that, I was like working 15 years past, and I said, oh, I want to, get better in English, go back to school, and that's when I found about First Literacy, and they gave me the financial support that I need, and I was able to finish my associate's degree at Bunker Hill Community College.
Absolutely, and you're famous from Venezuela, right?
Venezuela, yeah.
Venezuela, yes. Story about that in El Mundo around 21 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes. Okay. So the community knows a little bit about your story, but how important is this? I mean, we saw in the video a young lady say this is what it's all about, but how important for folks like you is something like this?
For me, First Literacy is a family. The financial support that they provide me and with the 2 scholarships make a big difference when I went back to school and studied, because it's not only like the support financially, but after that they provide me a mentor for a year, like to teach me how the community college goes, because it's really different when you are like far away from school for so many years, and going back is like when you have a family and when you have to work, it's really like how you balance that life. And they show me, and I really appreciate that.
We'll take a few photos, take a look at some of these photos here. These are some of the recipients as well. Skye?
Yes, this is Yamileth when she graduated from Bunker Hill with Bunker Hill's president, Pam Ettinger, and a fellow student.
Definitely. I was a student trustee at Bunker Hill Community College in my last year, and she was the president of the student government with the president Pan. Like I said, Bunker Hill made a big difference in my life, and now I'm at UMass Boston as well.
That's awesome. Now, Skye, she mentioned it. It's beyond the financial help. There's this other part, right? That's
yes,
very important.
Absolutely. What we try to do at First Literacy is build community with our scholarship recipients. I've been at the organization since 2010. We've given about 20 scholarships each year, and we have a mentoring program with the scholars. We pair a second-year scholar with a first-year scholar, and we also give other opportunities to the scholarship recipients. For instance, this year we were part of Boston Symphony Orchestra's Symphony for Our City program, and 14 scholars took advantage of concerts, and just this past Sunday we were at Tanglewood with a group of scholars and their families. So I believe that our scholars know that we care about them very deeply. We respect them. We can't imagine ourselves going to school, having a family, working full-time, and struggling with how to pay for all of this. So thanks to our very generous donors, we're able to provide this opportunity for our scholars each year.
And I'm going to have Jeff speak to that, how important it is to have donors and companies such as yours participate.
Well, I think one thing I'd like to mention is that we've been putting on the corporate spelling bee each year for 29 years. In the corporate spelling bee, we get 46 companies around the city like Eaton Vance, Deloitte, Javier's firm, other Mass Financial, just everybody you can think of, Citibank, Bank of New England. And they all contribute to have a spelling bee team. And we put together this adult spelling bee in the spring of each year. It's absolutely a wonderful event. It's a fun event. People look at me and say, spelling bee is a fun event? And I'm like, yeah, it's a fun event. And all of these corporations together this year, we raised $300,000 on one night. So it's an extraordinary event, and we need all of these companies to continue to support it. That's great.
And I think I'm going to give him that last word. Thank you for stopping by. Say hi to your mom. And your sister, is it?
My sister,
and your
my
sister too,
family.
And thank you, Jeff. Keep up the good work. And
Thank you
well,
so
Skye.
much.
All right.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of Urban Update. But before we go, a quick shout out to PR gal Kim Ring for helping us out on segment one. I also want to give a shout out to Bruce, CJ, and Big Mike on the camera, and of course my girl Soko Thompson. I am Alberto Vasallo. Have a great Sunday, everyone.